Hello everyone, my name is Siso, but you can also call me Coach Sbu. Welcome to the Maths Buddies channel. Here on this channel, I am dedicated to helping you solve math problems by providing you with solutions based upon your requests. So whether you're a new viewer or you're a returning one, if you have any math topic that you're struggling with, please be sure that you leave that in this video's comment so that I can be able to generate that in our next session. And lastly, please don't forget to subscribe so that you won't miss when that video gets uploaded. So without wasting any further time, we're going to jump straight into today's video. In this video, we're going to be talking about similarity. I'll be sharing you with methods on how you can basically read the instructions and also how you can prove that angles are similar. So let's go ahead and read the instructions above. So the questions goes as follows. In the diagram, DRS is the tangent to the circle TMAR at R. AT bisects MTR. AT intersects MR at P, and AR is drawn. T1 is equals to X. Alright, so here we are given this information here, and the first thing that is very important in similarity is to first identify all the angles that you're going to need to answer your question. Now the method that we use to write the given information is what we call DRCPT, or also known as Dr. Cape Town. Alright, now the D here stands for diameter. So this means the first thing that I need to do is I need to check if I do have any diameters here. As you can see here, I don't have any diameter, so I'll take that one out. And then I'm going to go into R, which means radius. I don't have any radius here. And then here I was told also that AT bisects MTR, right? AC bisects MTR, so I need to keep that in mind. So I don't have any radius, and also this also means that I also don't have any isosceles triangle at the moment, right? So if I don't have the diameter, it also means I don't have radius either, right? Now the C here stands for cyclic quad. So here I do have a cyclic quadrilateral, so this means I'm going to write that one as part of the information that I'm given. So let's tick that and write here cyclic quadrilateral. Alright, let me just write it as cyclic quad. Now what type of a cyclic quad do I see here? So the type of a cyclic quad that I see here is the angle on the same segment, or as I like to call it, the butterfly diagram. So this diagram, the reason why I call it a butterfly is because it looks like a butterfly, and then here the top angles are going to be equal, and then the bottom angles are going to be equal. So where do I see this in this diagram? So this is where it is located. So I have A, R, M, T, and then join like that. Alright, so what can I say about this? So here I can then conclude that angle A is equals to angle M, right? And angle R3 is equals to angle T2. Alright, let's go ahead and look into another part, which is P. Now P stands for parallel lines. As you can see here, we don't have any parallel lines, so I'm going to take that one out. And then here T means for tangent. So do I have any tangent here? Yes, I do have a tangent, so I'm going to write that one down. Now what theorem do I see here about the tangent? It is tan-chord theorem. So tan-chord theorem says if I have a circle and a tangent, and then there is a triangle like that, right? And then the angle formed by the tangent and the chord is going to be equal to an angle opposite that chord. There we go, right? And then also applies the other side. Angle formed by the tangent and the chord is going to be equal to the angle opposite that chord. Alright, let's just fix this. That. Alright, so we said here is equals to that, and that is equals to that. Alright, so here do I have something of this manner? Yes, I do have it. So the first thing that I see that triangle. Let's look at triangle RMT. So it's always easy to name the triangle starting where it is touching with the tangent. So RMT. There we go. So what did we say here? We said the angle formed by the tangent and the chord is equal to an angle opposite that chord, right? So this basically then means that here I can see that R1 is equals to angle M. Alright, now is there another one that I see here? Yes, there is. The other way around, angle formed by the tangent and the chord is equal to an angle opposite that chord. So in this case we say R3 plus R4 is equals to T1 plus T2. Alright, okay, now is there another triangle here? Yes, there is another triangle. So let's draw that one. So we're done with this triangle. Then another one, it is RAT. Alright, notice these triangles that all their corners, they touching the circles. It is very important to make sure that all the corners touch the circle. So it's RAT. Alright, now what can I say here? Angle formed by the tangent and the chord is equals to an angle opposite the chord, right? As you can see, R1 is equals to angle A, right? And then same applies the other way around. R4 is going to be equals to T1, right? So R4 is equals to T1. Alright, so we are done with our tangent part. Alright, so these angles are all the angles that you're going to need to answer the following questions, right? So let's go ahead and look into our questions. Alright, so the first question says that let's prove, giving reasons, that R3 is equals to R4, right? So what are we proving here? So we're proving 10.1, we're trying to prove, right? 10.1.1 that R3 is equals to R4. Alright, so before we go there, the last thing that I also want to mention was, remember we were told that AC bisect, right? MTR. So AC bisecting MTR would mean that angle T1 is the same as angle T2, right? And we know that angle T1, it is also X. So this means that T1 and T2 are equals to X. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Go back to the question. So the question says we need to prove that R3 is equals to R4. Now the easy way to prove that R3 is equals to R4, it is to always work on the questions separately, right? So what does this mean? So this means here you first need to calculate what is R3 alone, right? So here I'm going to ask myself, what is R3 equals to, right? So in the diagram it is stated that R3 is the same as T2. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say R3 is the same as T2. Then the reason for that, if you remember, we said it was the angle on the same segment. So I'm going to write that angle on same segment, right? And then here, if you remember, T2 is equals to T1, which means it's X, right? It's because we were given, right, that we're given that AT bisects MTR. Alright, so this basically means now I can say R3 is X. Alright, now I know what is R3. R3 is X, and then after that I'm gonna then ask myself, alright, what is R4 then? So now I'm gonna go back and look into my instruction here. So in my given informations, I can see that R4 is equals to T1. So I say now R4 is equals to T1. And then what was the reason for that? The reason for that was the 10 chord theorem, right? So it is 10 chord theorem. Now as you can see here, R4 is T1, which is X, and therefore it means R4 is also X. Now because of R3 and also R4, they have the same angle, then the conclusion will be R3 is equals to R4. And that's how we prove the first question. Alright, so let's go ahead and look into the second one. Second one, it says we need to prove that triangle APR is similar to triangle MPT. Alright, now in this type of a question, triangle APR is similar to triangle MPT. Alright, so here, the minute you get something like this in similarity, just know that they're making things easy for you, right? So what I mean by this is because the minute they write that triangle APR is similar to MPT, just know that all you need to do here to prove this, you need to prove that the angle A can be equal to angle M, right? And the angle P can be equal to angle P on the right triangle, and the angle R can be equal to the angle T. Now looking at it this way, you can see that it is confusing, right? So the easy way to understand this is to go and look at triangle APR, right? So let's go ahead and look at triangle APR. So this is our triangle APR. Now what do I see here? I see that in triangle APR, angle A is indeed angle A, but angle P is not angle P here. Angle P, it is angle P1. So this means now here, I know that I'm going to have P1 here, and then I'm going to look at angle R. I can see R is angle R3. So I'm going to do the same thing with MPT. Before I can even go to my question, do the same thing with MPT. There is MPT. So what do I see there? In MPT, I see that the angle M is indeed angle M, but then angle P, it is P2. And then angle T, it is T2. Alright, T2. So here all I need to do now is to just prove that two of these things are equal, and then the third angle will automatically be equal. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. So here, when I'm looking to the diagram, I can see that P1 is equals to P2 because of the vertically opposite, right? So I say now P1 is equals to P2, and then the reason is vertical opposite angles, right? Alright, so it means I'm done with the first one, and then all I need now is just one more, right? So I'm just going to check when I can check angle A, right? I can check if was there anything that we had in our given information about angle A. As you can see here, we had something here, angle A is equals to angle M, and then I write that angle A is equals to angle M. What was the reason there? It was angles on the same segment. Angles on same segment. Now because of I have proven two angles, then this means that this one it automatically adds in, right? So therefore R3, right, is equals to T2, but I do know what is T2, right? It's X, right? So I can say this is the third angle, right, on the triangle. And then because of that, I can then conclude that triangle APR is similar to triangle MPT, right? Another thing that you need to know about this is that the minute you prove that angles, two triangles are similar by actually showing that the angles are equal, then this means now the minute you conclude this also means that their sides are also in proportion. So this will then mean now AP, if I'm saying AP over MP, that is going to be the same as PR over PT, right, which is also the same as AR over MT, right? Okay, all right, now let's go ahead and look into the next question. So the next question, it says 10.2, it says if AR is equals to 3 over 2 MT, let's calculate the value of PT over PR. All right, so here, what is it that we're given? 10.2. So we're given that AR, it is 3 over 2 MT, and then now the question says let's find the value of PT over PR. All right, so we need to find PT over, or ratio, PR. All right, now the way to approach this is by first looking into what we're given. So we were given this, right? Now in your questions, you just need to understand that in proportionality, similarity, or just in Euclidean geometry in general, you will never be given something that says AR is equal to 3 over 2 MT. This is just a confusion, right? Because in similarities and proportionality, we're talking about ratios. So this means now, if you get something like this, the first thing that you do is you need to write this as a ratio. So what do I mean by this? So I mean that AR is equal to 3 over 2 MT. You need to write it as AR over MT is equals to 3 over 2, right? Now why are we doing this? So this is to help you to understand that here you have a ratio here, right, or a side that is like we have a ratio that is focusing on a particular thing, right? So now if this is a ratio, we're then going to ask ourselves, right, now do we have this thing, or are we familiar with this, right, or have we seen this before, right? So here you will notice that yes, we have seen this before, right? So here we've seen it in our previous question when we were talking about the sides being in proportion, right? So now here we can then therefore say that AP over MP, right, is equal to PR over PT, which is equals to AR over MT, right? So this thing, it came from the previous question, and the reason for this is that proportionality sides, right, of what, of similar triangles. All right, now with this we can see that AM over MT, there is AR over MT is there, and then now we want to find what? We want to find PT over PR. So it means we are going to take these two here and then we're going to calculate them. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we then therefore say PR over PT is equals to AR over MT, right? And then we know that AR over MT, it is 3 over 2. Now the question wanted us to find PT over PR. And then here we have PR over PT. Then this means now what we're going to do is we're just going to swap them around, right? So by swapping them around, it means now we have PR over PT earlier, right, which is 3 over 2. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to swap these around by putting PT on top and then PR at the bottom. By doing this, it means we need to do the same thing, right, with our numbers, 2 over 3, and that is basically how we get into our answer. Now here, that is all for basically this question. Now if you had anything, if you have anything that you would like to say, please be sure that you leave that in a comment. If there are any questions or if there's any topic that you would like me to cover, just make sure that you leave that in the comments so that I can be able to generate that video as soon as I see your comment. And I'm going to see you on to that next video. Cheers.